Peace and power.
Peace,
Yeah, I'm gonna
y'all.
go ahead and turn on my light too. But we are sending the link out, so y'all be patient with us, and we'll get started shortly. I'm gonna step away and let Pharaoh know I'm about to start.
Okay. I'm still sitting here trying to figure out how to get to my stuff.
Do you see the link?
Nope. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm sitting here trying to get it together. All right.
I was looking at my chart for today. I got the sun in Aries,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like that ego might be in full motion. I don't know. It's
Isn't it
fuzzy,
always?
right?
Is it? I don't know. It's probably, girl, ain't no telling. You know,
Ooh,
people supposed to be listening anyway, so
might be influence. Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, I was.
All
I
right.
was it brought me back to that question that was asked last week. So the buzzing is gone, right?
Yes, the buzzing is gone.
Okay.
We all set.
All right. So we are here once again. And look, I'm trying to get the label off the bottle. Hold on, y'all. Okay. We are back in the building today. We did not want to leave y'all hanging. And we were already here. So we're gonna go ahead and read. Shout out to everybody who was in gardening class today. The intro class was a success, and I appreciate all of your support. I do.
It was such a good class. It was
Thank you.
really good. I learned a lot. That was awesome. Thank you.
And I still got off thinking it wasn't enough. I'm like, what are you missing? And then
That's
I was like,
crazy.
well, you could just put it in the Patreon. So yeah, I appreciate you. Okay, Lisa's here. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Put this on. And so we are just coming in, speaking. Did you want to go ahead and type your greeting in the box, or you good?
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't because I see that mine went out as well when you put yours in. StreamYard
Okay,
is so funny with the all.
right. That's why I was like, let me turn this off.
I don't know who sees what.
Right. Well, it's
See,
there.
yeah, there it is. So weird.
So we hope everybody
Oh my
had
goodness.
a beautiful start to your week. It is beautiful outside. Jenny Marie said it's beautiful there too. The sun was shining. Um,
Yeah.
Here it was beautiful, but we have a fire going on, so it's a little dusty. And then also we didn't have a place of shade, which is a good thing. That means it's gonna be warm fast. And so we are expecting to drop in temperature this week. It's supposed to rain. I think we're gonna get one more cold front, and then spring is coming on in. Seems like it's gonna be right on time
Mm,
for the new moon.
mm. It's here. I'm ready for it too.
Me too. I'm ready to get back outside. I miss grounding and all that. It's like, yeah, I haven't grounded all winter,
Yes.
and so I'm ready. And today we're gonna be in. Oh, you gotta introduce yourself. We're gonna properly introduce. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Okay. We appreciate each and every one of you that already do that, but want to make sure that we're intentional. And so we're going to remind you every week. And so
Hmm.
I am Styles by Nina with Styles by Nina LLC. And also we do business as Katie's Alchemy, my business that I named after my grandmother, Katie. And so we are now going into full swing of body oils. The body butter is going to be available, I would say, maybe 30 more days. But we are making a brand new batch of oils, body oils, hair oils, to be in sync with Aries season. And so this way, it gives me a way to keep my products from being the same all the time or waiting on people to tell me what their elements is. We'll always have something new that challenges me and I can bring it to you so that you can use the energy associated with astrology. Astrology is the plan. And so we want to be using all those energies in conjunction with each other. We came into Aries season at 11:33, and I think that's your time, 11:33 Eastern. And how do you feel?
You know what? It's so funny because I was so sleepy. I think I was telling you about that, like feeling so sleepy and so tired. And I was like, wow, if I'm going into Aries season like this, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm going to do, but I feel highly energetic. It's so crazy how it just
Yeah.
shifted. So
Yeah, it did.
it's
I
weird.
I couldn't sleep last night. Getting ready for class, I was just overly excited, so I'm tossing and turning until the morning came. But I do feel good. I don't feel the heaviness of the tired. Everybody was saying they were tired in Pisces season, and so I don't feel the heaviness anymore. Um, I feel still that my dreams are going to continue. And so we're hoping I dreamed a lot in Pisces season. And so we're just hoping that we'll keep up with that and also just keeping the business fresh and new. We got new ideas, new formulas, new herbs we're working with. We pulled back out the herbal. I have a herbal library, and we're going back into those books, and we're going to bring you new product. Um, do you want to introduce yourself to the
I
ladies?
will. I do want to say one thing too was we just had a full moon, right? So we had that
Mm-hmm.
full moon in Virgo Friday, Thursday
Mm-hmm.
night going into Friday. And that was
Mm-hmm.
really, I thought that's interesting how Virgo is the gardener. And you said something along the lines of like, you can't skip your gardening season when you're trying to manifest something.
Right.
And for me, that's like, okay, so this is the time to Aries brings in that energy we need to get our
Mm-hmm.
routines together, to get our practices in mind, to do whatever studying we need to do, to put all of that into action.
Right.
And so I really, really feel that this energy, don't take this energy for granted. It's needed. It's much needed for all that we have to do. Like
Mm-hmm.
get this healing
And it's,
going, dreaming, all that.
yeah, and it's
Yep.
time. This is where we're gonna plant those intentions. We're going into that new moon coming up. And so you just want to be prepared to sync up with the universe. The universe, there's no scarcity in the universe. And so it's important to stay focused. For me, don't be triggered. If you are triggered, don't react because that sun and Aries sometimes it do show up, in a certain type of way. And so for me, I always go back to checking me, check my own energy first. And so help everybody's keeping a cool head. And being, like I said, conscious of your surroundings. I was sharing that with the gardening class, but that's for y'all too. And it's Aries season. We got to the park. Pharaoh and his friend both had on red shirts today. So we are
Wow.
definitely, yeah, yeah, we definitely in Aries season.
Okay, let me introduce myself really quickly. Peace, everyone. Jenny Marie, the abundant sister. And I am taking this season, this new chapter of life to focus on all things abundance, ascension, healing. I also have a skincare company called Soul Sister Beauty, SISTAR, where there are body scrubs, creams, oils, all things that just focus on healing. And there's many more to come, working on a lot of different types of projects that allow us to continue to connect with one another, share our stories together, and establish platforms where we just continue to do that and build. It's really important that we do
Mm-hmm.
that. So,
Right, right.
yeah.
It's building season. Plant those seeds, and by summer, hopefully you'll start to see the physical form of it all.
Hmm.
Okay, y'all. So we're gonna get into chapter 7. It's a long one, so we don't want to delay. Did you say you want to read first, or you want me to read first?
I can. I can. Up to you.
Okay.
All right. So we are Awakening the Rose, Chapter 7. Dedication. After many years of research, coaching, and observation, I have come to the conclusion that the sexual life of most people in this culture is one of denial and quiet desperation. We live today in a sexual dark age. Few of us are satisfied. Few of us are whole. And most people have learned to settle for something less than the minimum. The issues and attitudes that have placed us in this situation are reversible. They are not inevitable. We could easily overcome them. It is ignorance that is our main obstruction. We are too filled with pride to even speak about the problem. And so, in silence, we suffer. Sexual issues, which start off as minor things, gradually grow into huge monsters of dysfunction. These horrible beasts of sexual dysfunction roam our bedrooms at will, scaring the bejeebies out of man and woman alike. Some of us would rather go to our graves unfulfilled and alone than to face our false beliefs or seek viable solutions. But thank God, the tide is changing. This chapter is dedicated to all the women and men out there who have summoned the courage to be honest about sex. They are standing up to the horrible monster, the sexual issues beast. I hope this chapter offers and provides vital information for the brave few who are struggling each day to come up out of the sexual dark ages. That's Master Yao Morris. I apologize. I won't even attempt to pronounce the middle name. Awakening the Rose. The icon of the elegant rose, genital reflexology, the orgasmic plateau, her lips and mouth, her breast, tantric mantra, healing through table work, second puberty, female beauty as erotic art, the sexual resistance, awakening exercises, and then there's case study Jennifer Rose Garden. The archetype of the elegant rose. The icon of the elegant rose is a splendid rose on a pillow of silk. The image, for purposes of visualization, is a very voluptuous and seductive woman lounging on a couch. She wears a beautiful gown with a slit in the front. She is enticing. On the couch with her are honey, flowers, and frankincense. The elegant rose component of feminine energy imparts an essence and form into the woman that causes her to be sensed by others as pleasing and for her to sense her environment as being pleasing. Imagine the image of you as that very voluptuous and seductive woman lounging on a couch. This is where the energy is trying to take you. The archetype of the elegant rose is the essence of sensuality. It is like silk compared to burlap, a love ballad compared to plain speech, a balcony instead of a window, a flower instead of weeds, the sweetness of a mango compared to oatmeal. This essence of the elegant rose causes the woman to feel pleasure herself from the act of giving pleasure to others. She wants to express herself in all aspects in such a way that she attracts males. This includes all five senses. It makes her change to maximize the attractiveness of whatever attributes she has. It ignites a drive within the woman to achieve harmony with the male, even when there are fundamental differences between them. And the erotic energy generated from this arousal and pleasure is the engine driving our creativity. To start the awakening of the elegant rose archetype requires the medical meditations and tantra exercises again. This is the infusion of a catalyst into the subconscious mind that triggers the master feminine faculty to awaken again and restore the sexual programs to their original default setting. This brings onset. This brings on the onset of second puberty. The puberty stage will progress and continue unless the woman refuses to abandon the false beliefs of the past, which shut down the master feminine faculty the first time. The process is the same as for the moon and hawk, but the keys and meditations are slightly different. This is the infusion of a catalyst into the subconscious mind of the female. This is done through a very special CD with music and instructions on it. If you are taking part in one of the regimens, follow the instructions of the guide. Also, a calendar is often referred to in this chapter. The calendar is given out in the first regimen session. It is not in this book. There is both a weekly calendar and a monthly schedule. These schedules give guidance on when to do the meditations and routines and tantra exercises. core of the concepts presented here are from the natural sexual ideology and not the Tantra arts proper. Many aspects of the Tantra art are incorporated into this chapter, but the natural sexual ideology is broader in scope and more general in application. While I have studied many disciplines and am given the title of master for certain past accomplishments, I am not a tantric master. This is a very specialized title for someone who has devoted a great amount of time exclusively to the Tantra science. About Tantra. The word Tantra is actually the name of a volume of scriptures that go back to the Vedic tradition of the Dravidians, the melanated people, blacks, of very ancient India. The Tantra art is the infusion of spiritual and esoteric themes into a couple's sexual life. In modern times, the word has come to be associated with special sexual arts. It is a controversial topic today, as it was in ancient times. In the Tantra scriptures, the subject of sex is dealt with openly and directly. The Vedic tradition celebrated sex and saw it as a path to man's enlightenment. However, less evolved cultures have connected sex with sin and the elevation of. I'm sorry, one second. I apologize. And the elevation of the carnal nature over the spiritual inner self. And of course, anything associated with the flesh, be it food, drink, dancing, money, or sex, can enrich us or enslave us. It is always ignorant and bad intent, which is the source of evil. Can you all still hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Over the centuries, elements. Okay, thank you. Over the centuries, elements within the Hindu faith, Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam have waged campaigns against the Tantra arts. And today, the art is often misunderstood and misrepresented. History shows that most of the objection to Tantra did not originate from holy men, but instead from patriarchal cultures who viewed the female gender as being inferior to the male gender. Tantra celebrates the female as being equal to the male, a view most cultures and religions were not willing to tolerate. About natural sexual ideology. The natural sexual ideology is founded on the principle that the design of humankind is divinely inspired. Our design is not flawed. We are not born into sin. The blueprint contained in our DNA is perfect if only we could fully realize it. Man and woman are born with everything they need to come together in relationship and produce positive outcomes. Natural sexual ideology seeks to comprehend how to bring forth into reality the potential perfection of our design. Problems arise when we stray from the original divine recipe. The Creator did not make a mistake, nor is there a need for God to enter back into creation to correct something. He, she, it does not punish or impede us. We punish and impede ourselves when we seek to change the original natural plan. Our mission on earth is to evolve into the beings we were intended to be and have the best possible experience on earth while we are trying to do that. The elegant rose energy is about the experience of pleasure through sex and all other sensual experiences. There is a need to avoid confining sexual pleasure to the gratification of the animal nature only. This should be obvious. We should not even have to say it. When we engage in sex, we should not restrict its benefits. Natural sexual interaction is intended to generate a range of benefits. It is a way to produce healthier, more evolved children. It heals the reproductive system. It releases energy into our creative minds. This creative energy is required for us to evolve to become higher and better beings. A high chi level is required for a female to carry a pregnancy to term. Naturally, full sex raises this chi level. Natural sex sends energy in waveforms over the woman's body, which has a significant healing effect. Typical sexual exchange is lacking this benefit. My critics point out that giving people the means to enjoy extremely intense sexual pleasure is an invitation to corruption. They are almost right. But as you see in the world around you, people do not need my help to find ways to corrupt them. They can handle that fine on their own. But if we deny people the choice to evolve out of the dark ages, we have done them an injustice. We should be less afraid of pleasure and more afraid of ignorance. Second, puberty. The infusion of the catalyst, the table work, and the Tantra exercises will bring on the state of second puberty. The master feminine faculty has been awakened out of remission and enters an active phase again. Changes and transitions are now possible that were not possible before. But with the elegant rose archetype, there are some dynamics present which do not apply to the moon, seated hawk, or treasure chest. While there is some knowledge in this society about health, money, the brain, and personality, there's almost no real knowledge of the natural sciences with respect to sex. It is not just that the knowledge is lacking, but the false information and beliefs are so common and abundant as to present a real problem. Before we can discuss the second puberty of the rose and the regimen protocol, we must present an outline of some of the science. We will begin with the subject of genital reflexology. This subject was also presented in some detail in my first book, Mir. Is that how you say it? Mir, published in 1997. It is currently out of print, but used copies have been obtained in the on the auction websites. Genital reflexology. Reflexology is healing discipline of the nervous system. In reflexology, one portion of the body affects another part of the body in a reflex manner. In the therapy, energy applied to one body area has a healing effect on the second part of the body. The genital area in the female is a reflex map. The entire vagina is a representative of the whole body. In other words, you can find a spot on the interior of the vagina which corresponds to all points on the main body. The genital reflexology zone in the female includes the vagina, clitoris, and G-spot. A reflex map means that the surface of the vagina is divided into scores of mini zones, each zone being a micro bundle of special nerve endings. Each special nerve bundle corresponds to one part of the body. So imagine that we took the vagina and spread it out flat like the map of a state. This vagina map is divided into little counties. Each county or microbundle corresponds to a part of the body. One county is the lungs, another county the legs, another the head, etc. In other words, each micronerve zone in the vagina is connected to a specific part of the body. Just like an acupuncture point, when you apply energy to one of the micro points in the vagina, it causes something to happen to the corresponding part of the body. Likewise, the entire penis is a representative of the whole body. The male genital reflex map includes the penis, scrotum, the perineum muscle, and prostate. Now, the reflexology zone in the male is inverse to the reflexology zone in the woman. In other words, they mate up. When the erect penis is fully inside an inflated vagina, the two reflex maps are aligned. In other words, if a penis is fully inserted into a vagina, the reflex points in one should line up point to point with the reflex points in the other. On a male, The spot on the penis which corresponds to the heart is near the tip of the penis, slightly north of top dead center. In the vagina, the spot which corresponds to the heart is near the very rear, adjacent to the cervix, north top dead center. On the penis, the liver spot is about 1.5 inches from the base at 8 o'clock on the dial. This is about 5.5 inches from the tip of a 7-inch penis. In the vagina, the liver spot is about 1.5 inches from the lip surface at about 8 o'clock on the dial. In other words, they are inverse matches. When the erect penis is making contact with the inflated vagina, it is just like the contact that is made in an electric switch when two contacts meet. The connection is made and current passes on the wires. Energy is transmitted. Wherever the man's penis contacts a point on the woman's reflex map, it stimulates a current or energy transmission to the corresponding part of her body. The illustration which follows is a two-dimension image that suggests the location of the zones of a vagina reflex map. The vagina is three-dimensional, but this iridology chart shows the values if the vagina were flattened and the folds spread out. Let me see, I think I got that image. So while we're doing that, that whole point to point, it's like, oh my gosh,
What I was thinking was,
everything lines up.
but what if the penis is over 7 inches? Okay, I was saying energy. But what if the penis is longer than 7 inches? Does that knock some things out of balance?
I know. It's so interesting because it's like you nothing is like accidental, right? So you exchange energy with the people that you're supposed to exchange energy with.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's just like if you have larger than a 7-inch penis, are you messing with women that have a deeper vagina?
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Let me see. I have this map. Oh, 1 second. This was the mind blowing part to see all of the points on the vagina because I know when we were talking about the heart, right, and how the heart point lines up. That's the tip of that's the tip of the penis just off the tip, and then on the in the woman the vagina is all the way in the back, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy to me.
It's like,
Sorry. I can pull it up while you're reading. If we can continue on. I did wanna yeah, we'll
no,
share I'll share it. I don't want to take up a whole bunch of time trying to
no.
get
If
it
you want to pull it
converted.
up, oh, you trying to convert it?
Okay. I mean, I have it. I have it. I'm just trying to get it to where it's a JPEG. Hold on. What were you saying, Nina?
No, I was saying, take your time. We ain't rushing unless you want to just move forward. But I'm just thinking about in terms of size how that differs. Because it's like I don't know. He's saying 7 inches. But the most amazing part is that it's like a point that connects to a part of your body that can be healed.
Hmm.
That's deep. Okay.
Look, it's all been done before. It's so
It's like,
crazy that you
but
have there's all of this research.
yeah, and it brings clarity like to how they say and we were discussing in book club. Shout out to everybody that showed up Wednesday night. Um, just that person. And so if you sleep with that
Mhm.
person, I'm just thinking like how that will play out because not to focus on the inches, but if are you intentional even in sex? So if you have an ache or something that you have going
Mhm.
on, how do you pinpoint those places on the inside to where they are it's beneficial in more than one way?
Yeah.
Wait 1 second. My apologies. Never
Oh, you
fails.
fine. Gave me some time to pull. It's giving me buying
But
me some time. I will. We can move on. I will put it in when we switch off reading. Which actually reminds me, where do you want to? Where am I reading to? Oh, achieving the orgasmic plateau.
mhm.
You good with
um
that? Okay. So
is that what where we stopped the other day? Because I remember.
it is, but we're gonna read a little bit. Oh no, you right. Okay, I can stop, and then that'll give me. I can pull the image up.
Okay.
Okay.
Achieving the orgasmic plateau. It is sad that
Oh
so
wait,
many men.
hold on, hold on. We're not there. We're not there, Nina yet.
Oh,
We're on seven. We starting on
that's what we're
77.
stopping. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
You said we're where?
we're on 77, page 77, right at the top.
Okay. So we're stopping at the orgasmic plateau.
Yes,
Or we reading
yes.
past that.
Oh, you know what? We're going to 87.
Okay. Okay. Let
Yep.
me mark my book.
Yeah. And if you want me to pick up, I know that's quite a bit. So whenever you ready, just you could toss it to me
Okay.
if you want to read all that.
Now, as most women know, the interior of the vagina is not a smooth surface that is a cylinder, but an irregular surface with a series of folds. These folds are important. When she is fully aroused, blood fills up the cavities and the folds stretch, and the many zones are presented to the penis at the optimal position for contact. The penis is designed with a rim or crown on the head, which during movement in or out can make contact with the zones up in the folds. The more fully aroused a woman is, the more her zones are pushed out there, the more her zones are pushed out there for contact. There is significance to this. The vagina has the ability to grip or seize the penis. If the vagina loses its grip, then for much of the range of movement of the penis within the vagina, I'm sorry, the reflex zones on the penis surface are not being stimulated and the energy transfer is minimal. Not only does this reduce pleasure, but more importantly, it chokes energy flow. The muscles in the female vagina relax and lose tension with age. But we find that even in some young women, their vagina has lost its grip. The main reason the vagina loses its grip is because the female pulls away emotionally from the opposite sex. We will speak more of this later and show how the Kegel machine plays a role. For the most part, males and females who are compatible to each other tend to have matching genitals, and to some extent, the fit of the male genitals to the female genital map is important. But the energy dynamic of the male or female is far more important. In fact, when the male employs the natural sexual exercises and the tantra regimens, the physical shortcomings of either party can be overcome. If the male has a small penis, this becomes less of a factor. If the female has lost her grip, this becomes less of a factor. And as we progress through this discourse, we will show how either party can use energy to overcome any physical shortcomings and heal the opposite sex party. Now, in respect to this reflexology map in the vagina, there are some other things we should mention. In the typical woman at the age of 21, more than 50% of her vagina surfaces are asleep and non conductive. It was never brought online. Why, you say? Because her master feminine faculty was shut down before it could bring her entire reproductive software online. More specifically, the master feminine faculty did not get a chance to bring her elegant rose archetype online. As she awakens her master feminine faculty and brings the rose online, so does the nerves in the vagina come awake. With males, the same applies. Most young adult men only have part of their penis reflex map active. Also, health issues and lifestyles can deaden or make spots on her reflex map less sensitive. Smoking will make the lung spot less sensitive. Clogged intestines, clogged intestines and colon make sections of the vagina reflex map less sensitive. Diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, and blood disorders also reduce the energy conductivity of the reflex maps of men and women. Now, the goal of the natural sexual protocol is to gain some control of the flow of energy during intercourse. This is the great secret to achieving maximum pleasure during sex and receiving all the other benefits. Through energy management, the time of the sexual session can be extended. This will also increase fertility rates by controlling this energy dynamic, and the healing power of sex can be realized. To achieve the goals of the natural sexual, the first step is to build up the internal energy in the body. And the second step is to achieve the ability to project this energy out of the body and into the nervous system or auric field of the partner. In this case, or in the case of the male, the first task is delay ejaculation. In the male, the ejaculation reflex and the orgasm are two separate events. But most men ejaculate at the same time. They have an orgasm by habit. They never learn any different. Other men have involuntary orgasm in sync with the female. The energy spike coming from the female triggers the male orgasm and ejaculation. This is unnatural. Males present this profile because they never fully develop their masculine energy or bonded to the female energy. They exhibit in they exhibit a general disconnect to the female energy. The act of having an orgasm without having simultaneous ejaculation is called retaining the seed. It requires the prostate gland be strengthened. There are exercises to do. The mind must learn to impose energy and building routines that include qi gong and tantra exercises. These build up the male energy. Then the man learns how this energy leaks out of his body through diet. Negative emotions and in negative emotions and problems in the auric field. Then the male learns how to balance his chi and focus his energy in one place. Finally, he develops techniques to project his energy out of his body through his organs, hands, and penis. He is then ready to engage the woman. In the case of the female, the first task is to unblock the circulation systems in her womb. The blood chi, lubricating fluids, and acupuncture meridians must be cleared. The next step is to address issues in her auric field, which prevent energy from building up. This blocks her from achieving higher levels of orgasm. Often, this involves addressing old emotional issues. Females develop sexual energy patterns from things like oral sex, which must be broken if the vagina pattern can progress. Mm, I missed that. Hold on now. I'm like, what? Like, wait a minute. It said females develop sexual energy patterns from things like oral sex, which must be broken if the vagina pattern can progress. Females with the Amazon persona will also need to shift to a more right brain profile in order for the energy to really build up. After this, the female engages in a series of energy building routines that include qigong and tantra exercises. These build up the female energy. Then the female learns how this energy leaks out of her body through diet, negative emotions, and problems in the auric field. The female learns how to balance her chi and focus her energy. Finally, she develops techniques to project her energy out of her body through her organs, breast, and vagina. She is then ready to engage the man. Let's continue with the reproductive science. The woman's body is divided into 7 zones. The head is in zone 7, and the feet are in zone 1. Zone 4 is the heart and is the center point. From the energy standpoint, sexual activity should start in the heart, the center, and then move out to the other zones. These zones are connected to microzones in the vagina. The goal is to get the woman's energy moving. Then we want the energy to fill all her zones. See the illustration? The zones are not just divisions in the body, but in the auric field as well. To do this may be fairly simple or very difficult depending on the status of the woman. If the woman can fully engulf her body and aura in the energy, she can then achieve the full orgasm. We will talk about that shortly. She is then able to do all the things we talk about in the topic on second puberty. Now, if the woman brings the elegant rose energy online and follows the regimen protocol, she should be able to correct the issues that may have stunted her sex life before. At the least, she will see some improvement. It really depends on what she is working with from the beginning and how sincerely she follows through with the program. When we say her sex life will improve, we do not mean she will just have a slightly better orgasm. We mean her sex life will look totally different. Her entire sexual profile will move to a higher level. This will not all happen in a short time frame of the regimen. Improvement continues for many months after she first awakens her master feminine. We have mentioned some of the things that stand in her way. There are dead spots on her genital reflex map. There are blocks in her auric field. There are issues with blood circulation in the pelvic area and with chi flow there as well. There are possible reproductive health issues such as fibroid tumors and PMS. But none of these things can stop the energy. In fact, when the energy starts to flow again, it will tend to clear up these issues. There are potential problems that can block her progress. We have already talked about many of them in the earlier chapters, and we're going to go into great detail about exactly what can undermine her energy flow in this chapter and the next. But the main issue is her lack of feminine energy, the Amazon persona. And once she starts to reverse that through this process, The main stopping point is gone. She is an energy being, and her energy flows. It moves the other issues out of the way. The main thing she has to do is just allow it to happen. We will return to this discussion of the movement of energy through the female reproductive matrix. But before we do, we need to cover some points about the dynamics of orgasm and the purpose of table energy work. Achieving the orgasmic plateau. It is sad that so many men are against improving the sexual outcomes of women. It is surprising that so many women are against it as well. Now here on the stages and mechanics of orgasm, we can present only part of this discussion in a book. Some of it you learn by doing it. Full orgasm is not a climax, it's a plateau. There are 4 stages that she must pass through to get to this plateau. They are listed below. She does not have to experience them in the exact sequence as listed. Each stage represents a greater percent of her reflexology matrix being energized. In other words, as more channels are open so that more energy can flow, she feels more pleasure. When one system is filled to capacity, she expands to include more parts of her body. When the energy generated becomes trapped and cannot escape, it builds up pressure, almost like an air balloon or electricity in a house circuit. At some point, the energy shock waves from the compression, at some point, the energy shock waves from the compression and sends a spasm through her nervous system. The spasm may result in an orgasmic climax and the release of energy. The climax is like a circuit breaking, tripping from circuit overload, or the spasm triggers more reflexology meridians to open up, and the energy rushes into the next level. In this case, sexual activity does not stop. But she bumps up to the next level, and the pleasure becomes even more intense. She can still have an orgasm from the spasm, but it is not a climax. Most women have a climax when they reach this point, and sexual activity for them ends. This is, however, unnatural. The woman builds up to the plateau stage of an orgasm through 4 pre stages. Stage 1 involves the heart and blood and ends in a single spasm. The spasm can trigger an orgasm. Stage 2 involves the mouth, voice, and breast and ends in a spasm which triggers multiple orgasms. Stage 3 involves the breath and auric field and ends in more intense multiple orgasms. This sets up wave activity. Stage 4 involves the shutdown of the left brain. The clitoris becomes erect and it ends in an intense ejaculation of fluid similar to semen. So, in reading that, would that be the squirter? I don't know. The women that
Okay, can we just back up for just I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
What's unnatural now? Or the spasm triggers more reflexology. I'm stuck all the way back before we even got to the stages because what's unnatural? I'm not sure that I'm clear on the part that is
So
unnatural.
the unnatural is how you coming up, you feeling the feeling, and instead of you plateauing, you just orgasm, and then the sexual it ends for you because you've already orgasmed. But the
Oh my
plateau,
gosh, there's so much
go ahead.
go so achieving orgasm at the same time, that's unnatural,
Mm-mm.
right? As well with the same as your partner, that's unnatural. And not having any type of climax and just getting straight. So like, okay, so this makes me think of like toys, like bullets
Mhm.
or vibrators or whatever that are just focused on like clitoral stimulation. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, for me, it's immediate. There's no build up. It's like 5 seconds and I'm
Right.
there.
Right.
That makes sense. That makes
And we know
sense.
that's unnatural. let's, let's go put a
And I'd
lightning
be
bolt.
mad too because it's so fast. Yeah, it's fast.
So everything that we know is unnatural. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And if you get to stage 4, which is the natural way, then it's the shutdown of the left brain on top of the clitoris being erect and then ends in an intense ejaculation of fluid similar to semen. Mm. And so, yeah, not just you
Yeah, so
being
yes,
wet,
I would say that's a
but
squirter.
yeah, yeah, because it's not just you being moist. We'll say part of my part of my hood. So the moisture is not just that's just the workup of it. There will be extra coming out of there. You know what? I'm the one and done.
Mm-hmm.
So
One and done.
anything else is unnatural. Okay, y'all, we're gonna stop. So Lisa will put the lightning bolt and then Steph goes I'm one squirt. Listen, one and done is all we know. And so first of all, we was trying to make the brothers orgasm at the same time. We going into it all wrong. Right.
All wrong. Altogether wrong.
So that's not natural. And then it says in the orgasmic pre-stages, the energy zones are energized in the sequence of 4, 3, and 5, 2, and 6, 1, and 7. Then in reverse order, moving in concentric circles back to zone 4. See the illustration, honey. It's deep. It's like, how? What? So I'm gonna read that again. So in the orgasmic pre-stages, the energy zones are energized in the sequence of 4, 3, 5.
So a sequence of four, 3 and 5,
Oh, I'm saying it
two and
wrong. Okay.
6, 1 and 7. Yeah.
3 and 5, 2 and 6, and 1 and 7. 3 and 5. Where is 5? Oh, well, mm.
So 4 is a zone all of its own. That's a standalone zone. And then you've got 3 and 5 together, 2 and 6 together, and then 1 and 7.
So it all goes back to the heart chakra.
Mm.
Okay. Um, see the illustration. Okay. So, in other words, the sexual energy of the woman flows in waves that cover an ever expanding circle that starts at the heart. This may not mean much to you now, but as you progress with the protocol, it will. The female orgasm is not a gradual rise to a peak, but a series of stages or tiers that she climbs up to a plateau of orgasmic bliss. When she completes one stage, the orgasm occurs as a result of her opening up to move a much greater volume of energy through her auric field and body. Pre-stage 1 of orgasm. In the first few minutes of lovemaking, the majority of the female energy is focused in the body around the heart and lungs. The man and woman begin to breathe heavily. the heart of the man and woman begins to pump faster. After about 7 minutes, this zone 4, and the fourth layer of the auric field is energized to the point of saturation. At least this is what should happen. In reality, it rarely does. If the woman can saturate this zone with energy, she then boosts herself up to the next level. When this happens, spasms of pleasure are triggered. In reaction to the spasms, the female may have an orgasm. Some women never get this far, they are non orgasmic. Others can not fully energize this zone and have an orgasm and then stop. This, of course, is very premature. So we've been prematurely generations of people. Listen, pre stage 2 of orgasm. As the session continues, more energy is put into motion and the more of the woman's body and auric are ignited. The circle that began at the heart is expanded to a larger circle. Eventually, the circle includes the solar plexus and throat area. The throat is the same as the thyroid area, and the solar plexus is the same as the diaphragm area. So the circle from the throat to the diaphragm is ignited, and inside this circle, the blood vessels expand and the acupuncture meridians try to open up. Energy ties to flow. Blood sugar levels drop, and about after 7 minutes, this expanded zone becomes fully saturated with energy. The woman's energy is moving in a circuit. And once again, the woman is boosted up to the next higher level. As she is boosted up, the second set of spasms come and possibly multiple orgasms in a series.
And that's just phase two.
Right, right.
Look here.
Somebody lying. Somebody lied somewhere. Okay, so pre-stage 3. In this stage, the region of great activity expands again to include the brow area and the sacral area below the navel. If the couple can move to stage 3 of intercourse, the activity becomes intense. The woman's joints loosen and she feels the energy begins to penetrate deep within. She starts to lose awareness of her surroundings and the time the female should start to gradually lose consciousness in the left brain. After about 7 minutes in stage 3, these zones should be fully energized. If the female can completely saturate these zones with energy, then the woman is boosted up to the next level. This bump up will trigger deep, throbbing spasms that may once again result in multiple orgasms. So that's 3.
Mm.
Somebody getting cut short.
What?
Because generally, I mean, I can't even see past probably 2, but that's a long time. Or maybe it ain't. Maybe he said within 7 minutes. So I don't know. Pre
That's
stages
a
4.
probably a long 7 minutes though. I mean, I in my mind, the way that this is described, I feel like 7 minutes is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's some shit that'll have you, like we were saying, busting tires out and stuff.
Right.
This is not to be experienced with everybody, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it goes back to what you were saying on Wednesday about how maybe that's why they emphasize you holding the virginity until you get married. So, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Pre stage 4. At this point, the circle seeks to expand to include the entire body and the entire auric field. The skin tingles and the spine may become hot. As this stage progresses, a strange thing occurs. The left side of the woman's brain continues to shut down. Her male side starts to come forward out of its dormant state, and her body is capable of acting like a male and female at the same time. Her clitoris can start to act like a penis and become erect. Her uterus can act like a prostate. Her bladder is energized. If all of her circuits are active and energy is running through her entire auric field, then the female experiences an ejaculation similar to the male ejaculation. This ejaculation is different from her other spasms that lead to contraction type orgasm. It is a more intense experience. She actually ejects a fluid that is similar in viscosity to semen, but it is not semen. The left side of the brain is almost shut down. Only the right side of the brain is still awake. Mm. So I want you to understand that these orgasmic climaxes are preliminary. She is trying with each orgasm to complete a circuit so that the orgasm can be held indefinitely. As the rose energy is brought online, her circuits and acupuncture meridians gradually open up. This may take weeks or months. And if she allows the circuit to complete itself, her energy flows in a circular orbit and keeps the special junction of nerves and meridians at the base of her spine, resulting in a continuous state of orgasm or bliss. This may last for 10 to 20 minutes at a clip, depending on the woman. After one of these prolonged orgasms ends, another wave starts up in a short time. She may stay in this state for 1 hour or more. This is the orgasmic plateau. It is at this point the woman it is at this point that the woman gains access to her power, whatever she may be born with or whatever she was born with, even occult abilities. She gains access to it. Only a very small percent of women have had this experience, but this is about to change. Of course, a man does not have to train in a tantra regimen to have the ability to take his woman there. A rare few men just have such potent natural energy that they are rolling like that. I'm not mad at them. But to reach the plateau, she needs her man to remain erect and to project energy for 40 minutes to an hour. More importantly, she needs to be open and receptive so that the energy can flow in her. Mm. Listen, so you mean to tell me
Oh,
all this time you are sex deprived or energy deprived or orgasm deprived because you're
all of that. All
prematurely,
of that.
yeah, getting there. That's deep. So you're gonna pick up here.
Sure, I could pick up.
You in shock. What you think?
I look, I, the stages. I have never. It's like all this time, I was thinking I was working with a little something, but no.
The book just bust everybody bubble out
Everything.
there.
Oh, I don't know. Okay. Her lips and mouth. You know what's gonna happen? This is gonna all hit, later on after I walk away and I'm doing dishes or something. It's gonna be like, oh my gosh.
Right.
That's what I find happens with this book. Anyway,
So the
her
circle is
lips and mouth.
okay. Okay.
You
Now I'm
said the
just thinking
circle is
like
what?
just how is when you think of family, it is represented by the triangle, American Indian culture. But then when you go into the circle, that does represent the womb and the woman. And so the energy
Mm.
coming from the woman is going out in circles starting from your heart. So think about all those, well, I ain't gonna say all those. Let me say Wait a minute. Think about all of the times, and it don't sound better, but that your heart wasn't even in it. And so that's
Mhm.
even, it's like, damn. I mean, dang, excuse me. Sorry. But yeah, it's like all those, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Because I hear people talk about, and even growing up, we used to have
Anatomy.
ladies' night. You said what? It's choppy. You said something?
Did anybody else lose Nina?
Oh, wow. I'm lost. Can you hear me?
Okay,
Hello?
I can hear you now. We went away for a second from me.
Yeah, yeah. When you talk, it's like freezing and sounding computer
Can you
like.
hear?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Um, I'm just thinking about like the ladies' nights, and so when we go into ladies' nights, we always had one person or two that reached some point in their dating to where they were open to a one night stand. Okay, and so just thinking about that, you going all out, your heart isn't in it. So is it safe to say that they never experienced still or orgasm when they thought they were, and they were, what they call it? What somebody else said, the one and done. Let me see.
So
Can you hear me, Jennifer?
I'm not sure if I still sound weird.
Can you hear? What about now? Can you hear me?
I can. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. So what did you think about that?
You talking about well, I was saying about the heart, our heart not being in it from an anatomy standpoint, if there was just a misalignment there.
Mm-hmm.
So there was that. And then just the whole energetic exchange. So like I've always heard of, sex being an energy exchange, but this is like a seriously intense energy exchange that most people aren't even, well, a lot of people I imagine are not even exploring, they're not even approaching like the first stage,
Right,
you know?
right.
And then to entertain, the idea of sharing that energy with, for me, reading this just makes me think about how deselective I was in the partners that I chose. And you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Like it's just it's very eye opening. I can't even put a lot of these things because it's like, wait a minute, I don't know. Y'all help me. The
Yes. Well.
whole idea of becoming tapping into both male and female like qualities, like at reaching, and that was what, just the third stage, or that was the fourth stage. The uterus can act like a prostate, the bladder is energized. It's like, what?
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. And so, do you know what the prostate does? It acting like it. I have no idea.
Wait, for you're asking me if I know what it does?
Because I don't.
Yes. So men, from what I understand now, I from what I men can achieve orgasm through their prostate. It's like a little sac near the anus where, like, you ever hear about well, this I had this there was this one white woman that I worked with, and she used to talk about how her man wanted her to insert her pinky into
Mm-hmm.
his rectum while he climaxed, and that would like bring him to orgasm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I heard that at the ladies' night as well.
yeah. And so all of these things becoming energized and activated within our bodies, with all of the circuits being active. And then on top of that, to say that all of that, that's just preliminary, meaning like that's just the beginning of it. That's your intro.
Right.
I don't know. I can't even, wow. It's just like, wow. You know what I do think about is like, how do you carry yourself forth into the world after having such an experience as that? What broadcast are you sending out? Like, I imagine you are beaming, like, just,
In a place of
I mean,
creativity.
everything is, yeah, like everything is on point. You are
Right.
manifesting everything, you are giving, you are receiving people, you have people around you, you're choosing the right people, you're making the right decisions and choices, and it's just like you're unstoppable. Sorry.
I just
This
no.
is just a really like,
It's really
it is
sad.
at this point that the woman gains access to her power. Whatever she is born with, even occult abilities, she gains
Mm,
access to it.
right.
But you know, gotta have that energy projected for 40 minutes to an hour.
Right. Not something happening in 7 minutes because it still ain't it. Somebody can
That's
skip.
just the foreplay.
Yeah, yeah, and then somebody skipping over the steps because a lot of it, like, okay,
Yeah.
and
Can't
so
be it can't be no lazy.
oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Um, steps. Well, she said it can be considered LGBT. So the guys that would be aroused with their prostate, some men look at that as being, I guess, undercover. I don't know.
Mhm.
So me first hearing about it, I was that's where my thoughts went to. Like how far does it go? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. This is why I'm so curious now to learn about awakening the master masculine,
Right.
because prostate did come up here, right? The uterus can act like a prostate. We talking about sexual organs, right? Clitoris is like a penis, the uterus is like a prostate. So it's doing something, it's working, it's a part of something.
Yeah, and something up in there can cause
Hmm.
ejaculation.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
We got stuck. Everybody's like, what?
I'd girl. All right, her lips and mouth. Mm-mm-mm. Women and men have a power in their lips and voice. All animals make certain primal sounds before and during mating. Modern women have the tendency to stifle these sounds out of pride or humility. These sounds are important. If the center of a woman's top lip is a crest or peak, or in the center of a woman's top lip is a crest or peak. This V shape is the nexus point of one of the main yin meridians through which qi flows. It marks the terminal where the yin meridian that begins at the base of the spine moves up the front of the body and ends. Oh, wow. This reminds me of you heard of like EFT, I think it's EFT tapping. So you have where people have tapping points. These, I'm looking at the zone where the star is, and it reminds me of those tapping points. So, like the top of the lip, where that V is, the chin, those are all like tapping points as well.
Mm,
All right, place the tongue on the gum line of either the top or bottom row of teeth. Allow the energy to build up and then use the lips to make a sound. So place the tongue on the gum line of either the top or bottom row of teeth. Allow the energy to build up, okay, and then use the lips to make a sound. Project the sound out from the lips. Use any sound that comes naturally or sound one of the mantras. It's the next topic. When a woman screams out her sounds, waves of energy follow the sound. The more she projects the sound out, the more her energy courses over her body in waves. Sound is very powerful. Kissing has such great power for this very reason. Many women will allow men to touch their breasts and vagina, but resist contact on the lips because it's a portal into the heart, just as the eyes are a portal into the soul. If a man becomes advanced in Tantra, she will discover that through her lips and sounds, she can project a power of love and healing. Before you can really feel a kiss as a kiss was meant to be, you must purify your heart and open it to the man you are kissing. In the Vedic tradition, they say the lips and mouth are the second vagina.
mm.
Loving words and sensual sounds from the sweet lips of a woman can arouse a passion in the man that rivals her womb. You know, that's very interesting because I'm not a kisser. Mm-mm, not have not been much of a kisser at all.
Yeah, it's like, and then even if you're in a relationship and you are a kisser, at some point the kissing kind of slows down, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
It's important. Okay, her breasts. My mother nurtured me all my mother nurtured me at her breast when I was helpless and new in this world. Men feel connected to the earth and life through the breast. When they are breastfed, the baby experiences his or her first sensual satisfaction in life from the breast. More than this, a newborn receives comfort by being held into its mother's bosom. The breasts are very erotic. Both men and women have magnetism. And in the woman, the center of this magnetism is the breast. In females who are charismatic and magnetic, there is a connection of the breast to the heart chakra center. If you view the auric field of such a woman, you will see bright emanations coming forth from the chest area, both in the front and behind. In women who are dull and lack charisma, there is a connection of the breast to the head. These women live in their head. The auric emanations from the chest area are weak. They are not fully present in life. They hold back. Their ability to attract is weak. This is the woman who is excessively left brained. She thinks too much and feels too little. She is anxious and negative in outlook. Both men and women should take note of this energy dynamic with the breasts. Okay, hold on a second. So, if the woman is charismatic and magnetic, the breasts are connected to the heart chakra. And if not, then there's a connection of the breast to the head. Is that how you understand that? And so those particular women that have connections to the breast between the breast and the head, these women live in their head. And the auric emanations from the chest area are weak. So they're
Mm.
not fully present in life. They hold back. Their ability to attract is weak. This is the woman who is excessively left brain. So, left brain, that's the logic. That's the logic portion of the brain.
I think so. We went over it in what
She
list chapter
thinks
one.
it's like taking that's taking that and putting it up here. So all of your energy and motion is
Mhm.
occurring in your head and you don't feel anything.
Wow,
The
that's
heart
deep
level
and
here,
that's deep.
you don't doing nothing with your and it's so crazy, right? Because we talking about Aries being the head. Sorry. I'm pulling like astrology.
You're going in and out. Let me see if everybody can hear you. Jennifer, are you there? Give it a minute. Yeah, I'm just thinking. In my mind, it's like okay. So the whole time you're thinking you feeling one thing, and not only is it premature, it's also sometimes your mind playing tricks on you. That's deep.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You just came back.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. My connection is not good. I
No,
don't
you were
think.
saying, I was thinking what you're saying is like sometimes when you think you're feeling it, it's all in your head. You're not really. Is that what you're saying? Hello? Can you hear me? Maybe to catch up again. Yeah. Hello? Let me text them. All right. So yeah, I was just thinking about how a lot of people in your mind it feel good because sometimes it's somebody that you like, but in reality, this is explaining maybe the heart. And it just reminds me of that scripture. The heart is full of deceit. And so maybe it's your heart thinking you feel that and it's really not going on. That's deep. And again, this is like an hour session. So 40 minutes to an hour, if it's not lasting that long, then it's still not equal to what happens and what you're experiencing. So it's crazy. Let me see if I can share the link. She says she's having trouble getting back in. And also, we forget if you all don't remind us to the link is in the chat. Let me see if I can send this to her.
Can you hear me?
Okay, you're back. Say something else.
Um,
Yeah,
Testing.
you're clear. The visual is clear. Okay.
Okay, we'll see how long this this lasts.
Okay.
I don't even know where.
Well, I was asking you about what you were explaining, which is the head thinking you're experiencing something, but the heart not being in sync.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you were saying?
At the beginning, yes. Yeah. Like,
It,
is that where I left off? Where we were
mm,
talking about, oh my gosh, really?
yes. Like that.
Dang. So you didn't hear nothing I was saying about the breast
No. Let me see if somebody else heard anything about the breast.
and the connection with the breast to the
The lips.
um yeah, no. So a woman who is charismatic and all of those beautiful things, there's a connection between the breast and the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas there's a woman who is not those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sh- then um she's not fully present, she holds back, and her ability to attract is weak. There, they left a connection between the breast and the head. And so basically, all of that emotion that comes by way of the breast or the moon, you think about like Cancer from an astrology standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
that energy and motion is taking place in the head. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why you have someone who is extremely left brained, right? Very logical, thinking too much, but not feeling much of anything. Like someone who is
Oh,
emotionally from the heart.
see, that's why you roasted me. That's what was happening. Girl, you just a cow. Yeah, overthinking during. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was talking about the anxiousness and negativity and outlook. And it's an energy dynamic with the breasts.
And I believe that because
Yeah.
for me personally, once that area is ignited, it makes me feel more feminine. Now, without that area, which cause and effect, even something as far as being subconscious about your boobs or the boob size. So you're not putting them out there as much, and so they're getting no stimulation. And so yeah, that sounds very on point.
Mm. Yeah. Thinking too much and feeling too little. Okay, so both men and women should take note of this energy dynamic with the breast. There are 7 chakras in the energy body. The crown chakra at the top and the root chakra at the bottom have one cone. The other 5 chakras have a cone in front and a matching cone behind. One side deals with yin chi, the other side with yang chi. The heart chakra is at the midpoint. The auric field or energy body begins at the core next to the spine and extends about 3 feet from the physical skin. There are 7 layers to it. The odd layers are fixed, the even layers have color. The fully feminine woman has an aura that is bright and full around the chest area. The energy is moving into heart chakra in a smooth helix flow. The petals of the chakra are symmetrical. The breasts are connected to heart. In the Amazon, in the Amazon woman, the breasts are disconnected from heart, connected to head. The energy around the left breast and right breast does not match. The breast on the right side is yang, the breast on the left side is yin. There's often a conflict within the heart of a woman, rather to be a woman of virtue or to be a woman of erotic desire. The elegant rose woman often slants toward the erotic side. The moon woman slants toward the side of virtue. But she is both. To choose either one side leads to problems. The woman should live from her heart. The breast should have a strong heart connection. There should be balance between her 2 breasts. Adding to our past definition of the superior man, we list the attributes below. 1, he can project energy out of his body. 2, he is able to retain his seed at orgasm. And 3, he has some sense of her emotional state through their energy connection. Okay, so on Wednesday, we were talking about, remember, I was asking, like, well, what if we're not, it lines up, so to speak, and but there's no real connection, it's not real, or it's an illusion or something. That man doesn't really have a sense of the emotional state. And so it truly is an illusion. And really, we're not with someone that we think is lined up or in alignment. They really are not at all, not even at any of the stages, pre-stages, that is. If the man is receptive and still inside, he should get a sense of her current state. He can feel if she is living too much in her head or if she has that heart connection. He can then assist her by clearing and energizing her energy field associated with the breast. When the man runs energy above and through the right breast, it comforts the woman and stills the thinking action of the left brain. The man should normally treat the right breast first. Wow. Okay. The modern woman works hard and is often filled with stress. Giving pleasure to the right breast helps to release the woman from this stress. This is an important part of energetic arousal as well. He can use his hands to stroke the breast after the energy work. This is partly to give pleasure to the woman and partly to get her blood flowing. This will also help women to have this will also help women who have lost sensitivity in their breasts. When projecting energy, I often find it good to move my right hand above the right breast in a spiral motion, using elemental energy to release blocks in the breast. The motion starts about an inch above the breast, moving up gradually to the top layer of the aura, about 3 feet out, and then back down again. The effect is subtle at first, it tickles, but the feeling will grow the more it is done. Working with the left breast is more advanced and more difficult. The woman normally receives energy well in the right breast, but may resist in the left breast. This is especially true of the Amazon. The woman needs to be receptive to get the best energy flow through the left breast. The man may treat the left breast many times before the energy will penetrate. Do not get discouraged. She is blocking her yin side. Run energy into the field above the left breast in the same spiral motion as before and sense what she needs. The more receptive the woman and the more magnetic the man, the more this energy will penetrate in time. When the blocks here are finally released, it leads
It's
to the
going in and
heart.
out. You click on your can you click on your screen?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
No.
Yeah. It's just the
Okay. Where's the last thing you heard?
the man should treat the left breast
Sorry.
many times before the energy will penetrate. Do not get discouraged.
Okay.
Okay.
She is blocking her yin side. Thank you. Run energy into the field above the left breast in the same spiral motion as before and sense what she needs. The more receptive the woman and the more magnetic the man, the more this energy will penetrate in time. When the blocks here are finally released, it leads to a deep, intense, erotic feeling within the woman. When the blocks are released here and the left breast is connected to the heart, it is like a dam bursting.
Mm.
The next time she is in bed with a man, she will notice a major change. This completes our discussion of genital reflexology. Of course, we have only scratched the surface of the topic in this brief presentation. It is necessary that the reader gains some hands on insight before more advanced explorations into the topic can be undertaken.
Mhm.
It is only when you begin to actually do this stuff that the words on the page begin to make sense. Now, we move to other aspects of the natural science.
I'm just in shock. Sorry. So what have we been doing?
I don't even know.
That's deep. So y'all, we're gonna stop right here in chapter 7. Like you said, it is really long.
Yeah.
And so for anyone that wants to participate on Wednesday night, the invitation is open. We did a what do we call it? A pilot last week of how that works out, and we did realize that people are more open to sharing on Wednesday night in those private circles. And so Let us know if those of you that participated last week, just if you want to participate again, let us know. Are we gonna do about the same time this Wednesday?
Yeah, yeah. That was at 10. Was that 10 p.m. Eastern? I think we
Yeah.
did it at 10 p.m.
Once the kiddos are asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And so every time I read or we read this, I leave with a little hurt feeling. I'm a gone about my mundane.
Right?
I ain't had no action. Come to find out, it's just busting my bubble. Okay.
It's just, but you know what? The thing about it is that I always just come back down to the whole manifesting power, the ability to manifest for ourselves lies in how connected we are to our body.
Yeah,
That's what it's about at the end of the day, connecting with our bodies, like the breast. I was just I don't think I don't think I took my body seriously enough.
absolutely, absolutely. And I
You
just
know?
it makes me think back to look. This is really for Wednesday night, but I'm gonna go on. We already out here. um, just the times where I refuse to take off my bra
Mm.
because I, me personally, I always wanted a breast reduction. Just didn't want to go under the knife for anything that vain, and so it's a lot. It's a lot to process.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but one thing's for sure, we have everything we need to,
Absolutely
get it right.
right.
We have everything we need to get it right.
Yeah, and it just makes for next time noticing or having a different respect for sexual contact, like
Yes.
who knew you need to do the right breast first because
Who knew that?
it's
Not
goes
me.
it goes beyond the sex talk. It's
It
like
does.
it's deeper than just the sex talk. So
It does.
yeah,
How
y'all.
interesting is it that we talk about this during like the beginning of Mars season? We talking about sex. We talking about getting out of the head. Living in our heart.
Right.
You
That's where you
know.
left off at. You was talking about the astrology,
Oh,
going into the astrology of it all. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm blown back, kind of speechless. So I'm gonna have to rewind this back and listen again because that was a whole lot. And we
yeah,
can't just skate over that. It's like, what have we been doing?
yeah.
And
The
he's going,
way to the heart is through the breast for us. And again, going to the astrology piece of that, of Cancer being the breast and Leo being the heart,
mm-hmm.
that's how you get to that heart piece, is that subconscious, if you will, that
Yeah,
12th house. Mm.
right. That is the 12th house.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
So
mind blowing.
it's the subconscious, and when you think about it, if you have not been in connection with what's going on, then you were unconsciously still depriving yourself. So that's the polarity of the
Yeah.
two. It's like, dang, unconsciously, you cleared something up. When we were talking earlier, I missed out on a major space of the story because I was still processing, and so that brings something else up. So we're gonna remember subconscious and the 12th house because that makes a lot of sense now. Because the polarity, one is bringing you more power, and the other one is maybe putting you in a sense of denial or sleep,
Mm.
ignoring other things that aren't lining up. This is just deep. I'm just,
Mm.
can you imagine?
That's what I was saying. Like to think about living in a place where all of that is on point
Hmm.
and in alignment, the things that I could manifest for myself.
No scarcity mindset.
Look,
Just giving without feeling like you're giving. That cornucopia that the moon archetype talks about. Just
yes.
nothing but abundance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reactivating that. I don't know, but I feel like there was a point for me when I was much younger where I operated in that space. And
Hmm.
I'm sure, you know, again, like I was saying, I didn't have as many responsibilities, but just that abundance mindset in whatever capacity,
Hmm.
it was like, that feels good. I always want to be in that place where I'm not too tired to give.
Hmm. Not feeling like something is being taken from you.
Right. Or too focused on what's not being given in return. That's exhausting.
Hmm.
It's exhausting to focus on that and think about that. And it's like, mm-mm, no more.
Right.
Those days are over. You know, I'm a change. And it's, I pulled this card earlier, like an inner guidance card, and it was about you can radically change your results by shifting your beliefs. And that's what this book is about. Like it's really just about shifting beliefs. Cuz
Hmm.
I would have never believed there were 4 pre-stages to
Absolutely.
to a, to an orgasm. That's a pre-stage?
So we got stuck in one and two. And
Wow.
again, even if you felt some sorts of getting to the other levels, if the one and two wasn't ignited first, then you didn't get there. And so that's deep. It's like you still didn't get there. You just got portions
Yeah.
of what you think it is. And sometimes, like I said, it's you unconsciously being put to sleep because you got there instead of the order of things. That's why order is necessary. But yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So I hope you all enjoyed tonight's book club. Um, it kind of leaves,
I know I did. That was good to me. Yeah, hey.
uh, even though you might not feel all warm and fuzzy about it, it definitely is teaching us on like you said, refocusing that energy, becoming more intentional in everything. Okay, not just one or two. And so that's deep for me. Again, I'm Styles by Nina, Styles by Nina LLC. My link will be in the description box if you are trying to reach out. Shout out to everybody, like I said, that participated on Wednesday. Shout out to the gardeners. We met up today, got the introduction class out of the way. The Forex class will be playing the Mastering Crypto Forex class will be on replay one more cycle. And so if you are interested in this is the final play for the Mastering Crypto class. If you are interested in participating, check your emails. And to those of you, I have to be clear, take my email and check on the options unspam. You won't receive the emails if it's considered spam by whoever your internet mail carrier is. And so you have to actually go in and click not spam. And that's for anybody that's on the email list at all. I know a lot of you had a little trouble finding the link earlier for class, and so just want to be intentional and specific on that. You do have to click not spam. Everyone who is here tonight, you are on the email list. Give us a one or two people. Everybody who's been showing up is on the email list. And so go ahead and make sure you do that so that you can receive the information for the Master in Crypto class. This will be the final play for this. We have to move on to the conference. We have not even gotten into the conference, and that's a long conference. And so we just want to get this out the way. We want to open it back up. And once we complete this, we'll go directly into the conference, which probably be in a couple of months. We have to replay this one first. Um, Anybody who is interested in purchasing any oils, herbs, whatever it is that you're into, I am opening back up to selling my tea, the fat loss tea that I created. Over 17 ingredients of herbs that are good for various reasons. If you go to Katie's Alchemy and check in the playlist videos, you'll see the list of each and every herb that's in this tea. Do your research first. I didn't want to put it out here if it's good for you as far as what we've read and researched on. And let me know if you want to order. Other than that, you know me on Katie's Alchemy and Styles by Nina on all of the social media platforms. That is Twitter, Facebook. I'm just Katie's Alchemy. And also on Instagram. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, share, comments, and take it away, Jenny Marie.
That was so good. I'll be even following.
Right, right. I forget.
Um, so for me, next Thursday, my cousin and I have a podcast, When We Think of Us. So this is our second season coming, and we will be on YouTube live this particular season. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Instagram. I have the link here. At When We Think of Us. And then follow me, The Abundant Sister. That's SISTAR on Instagram as well. And business page, Soul Sister Beauty. You can check out the products at soulsisterbeauty.com. Yeah. Yeah. Thank y'all.
And we are the creators. Keep that in mind. If you're a creator, get into your creative energy.
Mm-hmm.
And just hit us up. Support. We appreciate you all for showing up every week. We are going to get through this book and move on to the masculine, because now that we're mapping out the breast and body parts, it would be out of balance not to read the other half of
Okay.
it. So I'm gonna make sure we get into that. The website for the book will be in the description box. And again, even if you just come in, we appreciate you. That pushes us up in the algorithm. It has been working. I've been seeing the videos populate. And so we appreciate you, everyone. And do you have anything else you want to share?
No, just wishing everyone peace, prosperity, and abundance until we see each other next time.
Peace, prosperity, and abundance. Peace and power to everybody. And we'll see y'all next Sunday. Don't forget about Wednesday night, ladies. Let us know if you want to participate again.
All right. Safe travels, everyone.
Safe
Peace.
travel.